Bounce, and it's Douglas's basketball inbounds. 1:05 to play. Star Valley leading it 55-54.
This game was 31-28 at the half, and it has basically been back and forth for the last 16 minutes.
Douglas has had the lead, but they've never really been comfortable with it. They have the ball now. They are, as Frank said, a very fast-paced team. In the key, Rolf's turnaround is good. That is Nathan Rolf, who's really been a power in there. And he got the ball in the paint, went up over, was fouled, and got it to go. So Douglas has regained the lead by 1.
As you said, George, Douglas's main strengths are down in the post. Mike Lehman, number 51, and Nathan Rolf, number 54. Rolf with the big basket there, puts them up by 1. We have 59 seconds to go.
You know, these 3A boys championship games have traditionally been great games. He misses the free throw. So Star Valley brings it up court, and they'll have a chance to take the lead again. Last year, Newcastle came from 20 points down in the 4th quarter to win. Now, Star Valley with the ball against the zone defense. They kick it around. Too far underneath, and a turnover. Douglas comes up with the ball. And we have a foul called as they tried to get Rolf, sandwich him. And he was fouled. So Rolf will take the long walk to the other end with 30 seconds to play. Star Valley took their time to get a good shot, but didn't get a good shot.
Yeah, Jason Krazier going underneath the basket just a little bit too much. Almost stepped on the end line to give the ball up anyway. So once again, we'll see in another close game that'll be free throws down the stretch that will win it or lose it.
Let's see if Coach Van Hokenson here will call for a timeout and try to ice the shooter a little bit. I don't see any indication of that.
I wonder what Coach Yeamans from Douglas is going to do this if they should get the ball back. Maybe run as fast as they can for another fast break.
That's right. They do not hold on to the ball. They pump it up about 10 seconds. They rarely keep the ball to run the clock. Now at the line is Rolf. His team leads by 1, 56-55. 30 seconds to go. Rolf puts it up there, gets it. He's their leading scorer throughout the season. He's a good one.
One more free throw here puts Star Valley in a situation to either score quick or wait for the last shot for a three-pointer to tie and send it in overtime.
They've got some pretty good three-point shooters.
Oh, yeah.
Rolf gets them both. A three-point lead for Douglas, and they want a timeout. So the Bearcats call a timeout. It gives us an opportunity to recap some of the other scores in this state tournament. First of all, we'll talk about Class 3A. In boys today, a couple of great games. For 3rd place, Glen Rock beat Powell 81-80. Then for consolation honors in double overtime, Lander shaded Torrington 88-87. That's the game that many people thought would be for the state title. Torrington came into this tournament unbeaten. Lander had a great record, but both of them were knocked off in the first round.
That was amazing because Powell came in with a record of 7-15 in 3A boys and took Torrington. Boy, Torrington has had the worst luck absolutely in this tournament. George, let me just break in for one score here. In the WAC championship game, BYU and Utah, they're in overtime, 44-44. There's 3 minutes left in the game in overtime.
We've completed one championship game here tonight. The Gillette girls are state champions in 4A. They complete an unbeaten season, 23-0, as they beat Sheridan 75-58 for the state title. For 3rd place in 4A girls, it was Cheyenne Central over Riverton, 59-50. And Casper Natrona beat Laramie for consolation honors, 76-72.
You know, for that 4A girls, Gillette was the heavy favorite coming in.
Yeah.
And really, they did have the best team. Solid in just about every aspect.
They're a dandy. Steve Swayze and his ball club. There's a three-pointer, no good, and the rebound by Rolf. Douglas with a basketball, and they foul Hardy as he comes to the timeline. Very smart foul by Star Valley. 19 seconds to play here, and going to the free throw line will be John Hardy for Douglas.
Clint Fulmer for Star Valley fouled them in the backcourt. Now this isn't over yet because Douglas needs to make at least one of these free throws.
That's right. I thought Star Valley was smart to take the shot early. Why wait?
Yeah.
They had an open shot.
It gives you 2 possessions. If you make 2, foul, and then take your chances on the other end.
He misses it, but look who's got the board. Douglas comes up with a rebound. Rolfe is going to hold on to it. And we have a foul. Let's see, who will go to the line? Will it be Rolfe or... No, I think it'll be Mike Lehman. No, it will be Rolfe, I guess. He just canned a couple a moment ago. He can kind of put this out of reach with 12 seconds to go if he can hit here.
Looks like Douglas actually profited 7 seconds, because now they're going to go to the line with 12. They went to the line with 19 before.
Yeah.
You know, just that carom coming back to Douglas, that probably could seal the win right here. But then again, they need to make 1 more free throw.
Exactly. Well, Rolfe got the big rebound at this end. Gets the free throw.
And that should be it.
Going to be hard to overcome a 4-point lead. Rich Yeaman and his Douglas Bearcats. 2 years ago, they came into the championship game and were beaten pretty good by Star Valley. So this, if they can maintain the lead, will feel very good for them. Rolfe gets one. The other one pops out. Now they'll play soft on defense, I'm sure. And he kicks it out of bounds.
That's Fulmer with the turnover, dribbling it off his own foot right in front of his own bench. And we'll have a timeout
with 7 seconds to go. I think it's pretty much academic unless Douglas turns it over very, very quickly. 59-55, the Bearcats lead, and we'll talk a little bit about girls 3A basketball. We'll be broadcasting the live championship game coming up in a little bit. It'll be Jackson against Wheatland for the 3A girls title. Earlier today, Douglas took 3rd place, 48-39 over Thermopolis, and Star Valley took consolation honors, 51-43 over Lyman.
And in the WAC tournament is now BYU 47, Utah 45. There's a minute and a half to go. You know, in 3A girls, an interesting game in the first round was Thermopolis upsetting Lyman. Lyman came into this tournament at 19-2. They were the state volleyball champions. This is their first year in 3A and lost to Thermopylae in a very good game.
And in 4A, we'll have the championship at about 9:30 tonight. It'll be Gillette against Cheyenne Central. And that'll come up following our 3A girls game. Earlier, it was Sheridan beating Laramie 70-64 for 3rd place, and Cheyenne East over Natrona County. The shot by Star Valley, rebounded by Douglas. There's the buzzer, and the Douglas Bearcats have won the state 3A boys championship. 59-55, the final score, as they defeat Star Valley for the title.
They had an outstanding season, George.
Yeah.
Played through a tough regional, played through a tough tournament. They had to beat Glen Rock yesterday in semifinal play, and Glen Rock was no pushover. They took 3rd in this tournament.
No, indeed. They're a good, solid team. So Douglas has won the 3A boys championship, the final 59-55 over Star Valley. We'll be back to the Casper Event Center in just a moment.